Tēnā koutou katoa, it's Inez here anō. As promised, this is my daily vlog for the Waitangi Day, so happy Waitangi Day to all of you out there. So for those of you who have seen my week 1 WhatuKainga video, as you know and as I announced, this was going to be my first vlog video where I'm actually going to take the instructions that I give out to everybody else and follow them myself. So today, or this week, or actually last week, I started the process of week number 1's instructions, which was clean banking. Clean banking being like, you know how you go have clean diet for 12 weeks, boot camp, or being this is a financial boot camp for me, I decided to call it clean banking. So you would have heard me talk about the 3 aspects that are required for to be a bankable proposition for the bank is to have an income, to have a deposit, and to express or show good financial behaviour. So if we were to talk about me, my thing is that I have the knowledge of what the appropriate behaviour should be. I have deposit, because I have a small amount of KiwiSaver, and I know how to create deposit out of equity, etc. But one of the biggest things I don't have is an official income. So with being self-employed and having my own business, like I said in a couple of other videos, I tend to take just what I need to get by and then leave the rest in the business. So often I won't pay myself like I will pay my staff. After 2 years, I really want to change that. I want to be able to, like I say, thrive like the whānau we help. So for me, I was trying to tick my boxes of income, deposit, and behaviour. I fail on 2 out of the 3. So deposit, I have some KiwiSaver. I think, and I'm happy to disclose this, I think I only have something like 10,000 New Zealand dollars, and the rest came from superannuation transfer in Australia. So I will talk about how I transferred that back at another time in another video for you. So I have some KiwiSaver, but I'm also looking at building on some Māori land, so some Māori land that we have in the family, and see if I can get a license to occupy and then build a little whare through a home loan, a Kiwi bank, what's it called, Kainga Whenua home loan. So I've got heaps going on here, heaps of aspirations that are pretty big, but I don't have an income. So what I had to do last week was actually, well, I have an income, but I'm self-employed, which means for those of you who are self-employed, it's harder to track your income and show the bank, this is what I earn every week, this is what my pay slips are. You know how they always ask for the 3 months pay slips, etc. And I will have to give them financials, and it's harder to get a home loan with business financials if you're like me and you're not quite up to date with them, eh? Talk about hypocrite. Anywho, so I decided to put myself on a small salary, so I finally have an official income. This means that along with the people who work with me, I now get paid weekly or fortnightly, and it's ouch, I'm not gonna lie. I feel one of the reasons I left the workforce in the first place was because I felt stifled, when really what I wanted to be was a mum, and I wanted to be able to work freedom, to be a mum, be with my whānau and earn enough money to get by. But this is what I had to do. So I finally am on a salary, so I have to turn up on time now, no being the director boss and just whenever I want to. So I suppose how does that translate for you? That translates for you that first of all, if you want to get a home, get an income. Get an income, a verifiable income, with pay slips, with proof of income into a bank account. If you're self-employed, let me tell you this now, you need to start keeping financials, so that's have zero or have some sort of accounting software, and also get yourself an accountant. I know that www.beanie.org or beanie.co.nz, I'll put the link to that down below, is a really good option of 24/7, I think it's 24/7 access to accounting advice, and you pay a set amount per month. It might be like about $100 and something. So this is really good for you self-employed people. Your financials will be done, you'll have a subscription with Xero or MYOB, and they give you on-call accounting advice. So also on top of that, I had to get my A into G as far as a business owner goes, and instead of being manual and just processing pays through the phone, if I even do that at all, you know what I mean, I'm just so slack. I actually got my kaimanaki, my PA, to upgrade us in Xero and get us payroll. So it's helped in many ways, this aspiration of mine to follow my own advice and go on a financial boot camp. It's had flow-on effects down to the business, so we're now going to be more organised in the business as well. I suppose that comes down to my corridor of being prepared, being organised, which will come up more often in our subsequent videos. So moving on, what have I found a struggle in the last 7 days as far as following my own advice goes? Well, all of a sudden I found myself having to be less blasé with my money. I tend to have money, spend it all, and when it's gone, I'm fine with that. I don't mind being poor or broke, because I actually have like no bills as such. No big bills or big debts. And so what was scary for me is the first step of a budget. So I actually am having to force myself to be quite manual about it. So I have a budget planner. It has a weekly budget planner spaces, because I found that I'm almost in denial. I have more bills than I realised. My bills tend to be non-necessary. Debit Success gym membership ×2. They like, who, what? Afterpay, lay-by, you know, those lay-by afterpay things where you buy like Sephora online, or you buy clothes or things you really don't need, and they give you the option to lay-by, and I have 2 of those. I mean, and then I go and spend only $100 a week on kai and things like that, and just make do and really make cheap dinners, and which is really a good habit. But then I'm spending money on these unnecessary expenses. So obviously I have commitments, and I'm going to have to cut down on those, because like I say, the pay that I'm allocating myself in a salary is not high. It's plenty, but it's not ultra high. So in order to look as good as I can for the bank, I'm going to have to chop down on some of those unnecessary spending. So I've had to be really honest about it with myself and write them in here, and realise that 4 out of the 5 payments I make are gym memberships and lay-bys. So let's start with that. That's my greatest difficulty so far, is being honest with myself. So I also did some shopping today, literally write it in. So we did pack and save. And that was, I think it was $55. Okay, and it was $55 of shit that I didn't need to buy. It's not even like the household groceries that was like ready to go around someone's house and take some kai, you know, you've got to take a kohai. But ain't nobody need to be making unplanned, unnecessary, oh look at me, I go pack and save, buy whatever I want kind of expenditures. Go. Yesterday I spent no money, so that was cool. So I literally am just writing stuff in. And then also today I processed my first payslip well, yesterday I processed it, and so I had my first pay in there. So I'm going to write that down. Income 579. Cool. And then the thing I like about this budget planner is that down the bottom it has planned expenses, actual expenses, and difference. So I was also coming across this magazine. I bought this in my shopping tonight. It's the Property Investor magazine. Okay, and I want to share something with you I read. Really hit home, and it's actually something that I have become good at. I'm really bad at a lot of things, but I have become quite good at living below my means in a personal sense. So I shop quite low. I'm not a big grocery shopper, and I think I spend probably about $100 a week all up on takeaways, groceries, all that kind of thing. Your property coach. Okay, this is giving big ups too. So this is New Zealand Property Investor magazine, February 2018, referencing Sue Irons. Do you have wealth creation habits? Go to this article. I think is really worthwhile reading. But what does this have to do with habits? What does wealth creation have to do with habits? Okay, for example, what she says, and this is quoting her article, wealthy individuals are known to live below their means. They don't have to think about it. They simply spend less than they earn, save what they need, and invest the remainder. If they're investing in houses, they make it a habit to keep abreast of their investments and routinely look for ways to improve their returns. Okay, live below your means is really all that we have to talk about. I think I do live below my means in things that I need necessary for life. So my bills, I walk where I can, I eat really budget kai. I'm not extravagant and pack and save and new world things like that, but I have all this money, and instead of saving it or actively investing it, lately I've used it to get cheap thrills. So I'll be a hamu, like really hamu as on my on my spending for my kai and my petrol, and then I'll go be like, oh man, now I can go buy some dresses, or now I can buy some cool clothes, or now I can go out and have a kai, or now I can get a bottle of Ciroc. Nah, I'm joking. That's alcohol, by the way, and buy extravagant luxuries. So where I'm going with this is part of my little budget is being consciously spending. So money coming in, hence I've got a salary now. I don't just take drawings from the business or things like that. I have a salary coming in, and I have a budget planner to be conscious of how I spend it going out. One of the biggest things I noticed is that I'm preaching in the clean banking video and in all my classes that you need to have the 3 bank account system, and honestly it works beautifully. For everybody I've ever introduced it to, it works beautifully. So I have actually not been doing. So if we take the 3 accounts, I've got a FPOS account, I've got a bills account, and I have a savings account, but I don't put nothing into my savings account, and I don't put nothing into my bills account. I've just been using the one account, and I think that's reflective of where I've been at in life lately. I've been a little bit flustered, preoccupied, and not focusing on my own financial welfare. So I'm going to actually, we have a look here, do it, puku shot, and be accountable to you all. So I'm going on here right now. I'll tell you another thing I have this habit of collecting bank accounts. I have BNZ account, Kiwi Bank account, Credit Union account, First Credit Union account, so another credit union. I have, did I say Kiwi Bank? Kiwi Bank and ANZ, and I have an ASB share trading account. Like, what was I thinking? And it's almost like I have this obsessive need to have options. But what is the point of all those accounts when you have nothing in them, eh? Hey, koina. So I'm going to choose an account now, and it's making me really anxious to commit to this. Okay, I'm going to go to my account and set up through my internet banking right now. Are you with me? Oh, look at that, I can't do it. Hey, I can't do it because I am, oh, I have to do this off screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, set those up, let you have a look at my screenshot of my commitment to pay. I'm going to go for $10 a week paying over into my savings account, and I'm going to go for get my shite together. Anyway, I'm with you all. Don't worry if you feel like this is hard to do. This is hard for me to do as well. Just being stuck with rules and systems makes me feel anxious, but you know what? This is the mahi I've got to do to be able to see if I can stick to it and buy my own house using my own tikanga that I'm teaching. I'm going to come back in with some, you know, other information after this, so I'll be back with you real soon. By the way, I'm wearing a Adrian Whitewood t-shirt, and I'm wearing a taonga from Ahua, and it's a piece of grey weki stone carved into a whale's tooth. Nō reira whānau. Keep in touch with me. Anything else I think is useful, I'll piece it together in this video, and I will let you know how I go at the end of this week, ready for next week's vlog. Kia ora, ka pai.